right, the moment we've all been waiting for is the Eyeshadow Palette collection. So I've got 2 drawers emptied out so far out of the 4 drawers that I have. And then, I will not be decluttering anything. And I'm going to show you what I currently have out in my, my stash. And then we'll go through everything that's in my drawers. So this is, Made by Mitchell, Feet on the Ground. Look at those colors. We'll see a lot of big palettes because I love big palettes. And I will definitely be counting these. So I know how many palettes I have. And I love big palettes, so there's going to be more big palettes than there will be little palettes. It says Head in the Clouds, also Made by Mitchell. There's a little palette work here. I did record this look, so if you like this look, it is recorded. This is So Jaded from ColourPop times Kathleen Lights. You know how hard this thing was to find with the original glitters in there? Went and swatched out for other shades. I wanted this one because the gemstones, because it was the gemstones and I liked it. That's what I wanted. Not because who was behind the collection. I just like the collection vibes itself. Then we have Simply Posh Citrus Punch Palette, and I think we all know I'm in love with this, which is why it's in my project pan. Look, you can see the progress going on in here as well. Gorgeous. Then there's NYX Ultimate Jean, Vintage Jean Baby. I have my only 2 NYX palettes in my collection right now. I might get the one, there is one NYX palette I'd like to get when I get the money, but not right now. This, the small Utopia palette. Not the bigger one, but the smaller one. This is Ultimate Paradise Shock. Hopefully they still make it. Gorgeous. Then we have 2 e.l.f. palettes. This is e.l.f. Everyday Smoky. It's actually pretty good quality. I know it doesn't look like it, but it is. But we all have different versions of quality, what we perceive as good quality, and that's okay. This is e.l.f. Nude Rose Gold. I wish they had the name on the front like they do on the other one. That would be nice. Okay, now we're into our drawers, which I'm going to set all these behind me as I go so I can have enough room to set out the other 2 drawers. So we have ABH. I have all the Norvina palettes, but one of them must be in the other drawers because only 5 of them are right here. So this is ABH Norvina Volume 5. These are expensive. Oh, did that just break? No. Okay, it just clicks. This is Volume 5. When I got this in the mail, 3 shades were broke. So, dang, bro. But look how pretty that is. We have ABH. This is one of the plain versions. This is Volume 4. Nothing on the packaging on the front. But they did everything else. Gorgeous. When you see all my collections, you're gonna be like, oh, that makes sense why you're not buying any more palettes right now. Yeah, I know. This is Volume 2. Love this. I have a lot of of usage in this one. So this is the first ones I bought. Yes, volume 2. I bought the volume 2 first. This is ABH volume 1. I bought this one very last. Volume 1. And then we have ABH Nirvana volume 3. Gorgeous. This is a definite have to have palette. I'll have to break this back out. This is gorgeous. We have Jeffree Star Cremated. I absolutely love this palette, okay? This is gorgeous. I think this is a good palette. He did great with this. I definitely reach for this more than what you would think. Now, do I think his palettes are end-all be-all? No, but I do love his formula. Now, do I have all his palettes? No, but I used to. I still have a big portion of them, and I'm okay with that. I would like to get his cotton candy palette though, because it looks super cute. We have Juvia's Place Culture. This is another good one. This only has one glitter in here. That's right here. And we have, this is Beauty Bay Midnight Palette. It's one of my favorite palettes. I do a lot of purple and blue looks, so this gets reached for quite a bit. This is Too Faced Maple Syrup Pancakes. I bought this when I went on sale. Too Faced, I like their stuff, but sometimes they make a lot of the same, like, color schemes. We have Jeffree Star Thirsty. That's a touch of it out. Now, if you see a palette in this collection video that you like to see a look, comment below. And I'll just keep coming back to the comment section on this, and I'll write it down. So that way I can pull these out and do looks with. We have Jeffree Star the Androgyny palette. This is his older format or whatever, I don't know. One of his first palettes, but this is still a good palette. I do like this. This is like a pairing palette, but I think right now how I do my current eye looks, this I could use on its own and be just fine. That is growth. That is eye look growth, okay? Then we have Jeffree Star Beauty Killer. Look how pretty that is. This right here used to be like a pairing palette, but I could probably use this on its own too and be good to go. Growth. So proud of myself. We have another Jeffree Star. This is his Weirdo palette. I can create a lot of good looks from this. I love this gray right here. Look at that. So, ooh, that would even went good with this look too today. I mean, I didn't use this palette, but man, next time. We have ColourPop Hocus Pocus. This is Gather Round Sisters. This started a whole trilogy. But this is really good though, so I understand. I was one of those people who was jonesing for this palette. No regrets. If you're wondering why I keep going behind me, because I'm just sitting all on the bed. This is Odin's Eye times Angelica Helia palette. This is a really good one as well. Really love this shade, if you can't tell from the dip in there. We have Huda Beauty Naughty Nudes palette. Gorgeous. I'd like to get the all gray palette and then the gold one. But I think in order to get some new palettes, I would have to probably clear out a shelf. Like next to me on the black shelf I have next to me. Or get rid of a couple palettes, and I'm not ready to do either or. We have Rose Quartz from Huda Beauty. I like the wet shades in here. Like in this one and the other one. Toads actually do not like bother me. Although in the, I still have this next to me. This shade, the only thing I found, was it this palette? Or is it the other one? One of the Huda palettes I have, the gold, I found a little hard to work with. But I was also using a brush, so it could be different if I picked it up again and just used my finger, like I have been doing. So there is more 35A Up Till Dawn. Look at this. And listen, to keep a wide variety of palettes, I could not physically keep all my big morph palettes, okay? That's okay. I self-consciously made that choice. This is Jeffree Star Wedding palette. This was the only bulky palette I kept from him. No regrets, because the other bulky palettes were all like solid theme colors. I think really the only one I do miss would be his Pink Religion palette, because gods, that is a great pink palette, but this one's the end all be all for me, so no regrets. But I have a lot of other solid color palettes, so here's what she looks like on the inside. I'd be real careful with this one because when it got in the mail, Cut the Cake was a little smooshed. But I'm really good at smooshing them shades back in, so no big deal. But I love this palette, so I tend to use it quite frequently. And we have Glam Light times Michaela palette. I would like to get her collab with Rick and Morty palette. That would be nice. And the highlight palette. Here's this. I didn't keep the original one, like the first collab. Yeah, because this is her part 2. Yeah, this is the part 2 collab. Because I like this one way more, and I go for this one way more than I did the first one. I actually almost had all the Glam Light palettes. I was in a big phase of collecting all the brand palettes, thinking I needed to. Glad I broke that phase, because that's not, because it's just repetitive colors and shimmers, just different brand names on them, you know? We have Give Me Glow, Pastel Dreams. This is a really nice pastel palette. And if you can faintly see some of the dips in here. The shimmers are really nice too. Also, really nice packaging. This is a Chaotic Element 21 color palette called Jungle Roar from J-Cat. Look how cute that is. They did make 3 of these in the series. This was my favorite one, so this was the one I kept. And then another Gimme Glow. This is the Bad Witch Club. Super cute. Here's what she looks like on the inside. Now what pulled me into this palette was this. The packaging, and it's called Bad Witch Club. Okay, that's what pulled me in. It is good though, but that was the packaging. It pulled me in. This is Mini Blood Sugar from Jeffree Star. I don't use this a whole lot, so I do need to change that fact and start pulling that out, but look how pretty. Because I could do some looks. I could slay with this palette. Gorgeous. And we have Mini O. I don't say the full word, just, you know, we're not trying to get censored on here, but this is Mini O. I have the original first batch, but my batch, I didn't have any problems with the shimmers in this, so I didn't have any concerns or want new ones sent to me or a refund. So, and as you can tell from some of the usage in here, I didn't have no quarrels with it. So, yeah, I need to pull that one out too, because I would get so much more use out of that. I went through a lot of makeup changing phases in the 5 months I was off my channel. This is Natasha Denona Trio Chrome palette. This is a nice little palette though. Gorgeous. Now, if you're wondering how my collection got so big, listen. Consumerism, sales, and I worked overtime, and it happened over quite a few years span of time. That's how. This is Garden of Juvia's by Juvia's Place. So yeah, that's how that happened. I love the shimmers in this palette. I would need to start using the mattes more in this palette, but I basically pulled this palette out for the shimmers. And we have Beach Cosmetics. This is my last standing beach palette. This is BFF by Alondra and Elsie. Such a gorgeous palette. I bought this on a recommendation from one of you guys. Glad I did. Because I always want to grab it out. And we have 2 Urban Decays. This is the Naked Ultraviolet. I love this palette. It's very nice. I lean more towards the darker shades over here. This is nice, but it doesn't like super last all day, but I still love it. I need to use this shade because this shade looks super nice. I don't plan to swatch anything because I have a pretty big collection. We have Urban Decay. This is the Wild West. So pretty. I was collecting these 2 at one point, and I was like, why? They're like solid colored palettes, and I do not reach for solid color palettes like that. So I'm like, that makes no sense. So I kept the 2 I use the most. This is ColourPop Hocus Pocus 2 All Hallows Eve. Now this one is really nice. This is, I love this. Gorgeous glitter shimmer shade. Did it good. I use this too if you can't tell from that. I'm not that I just don't abandon shades and palettes. I will use all shades and palettes. Even ones I just go to for shimmers, I still come back and use those mattes. I wake up with an idea of what I want to do makeup wise. It's just lighter. This is Star Wars from ColourPop. Here she is. Look how nice that red shimmer looks. I'll have to use that too in a look. And we have Moon Garden from KVD. This is a gorgeous palette too. I think it's a good palette. I like it. I have from the new brand and the old brand. This is Lime Crime. This is Prelude Chroma. This is a good standalone palette. This can stand alone by itself. For me, it can. Also, if you still want Lime Crime, you can get them at Sally's Beauty. And this is when KVD worked still, had her brand. She's no longer there, don't worry. This is her 10th year anniversary palette. I love this palette. I've used this till I can't use it no more. I need to pull this out too. Maybe I should put this on my, because I've had this for a long while. This is a relic, but I'm still using it. I don't have memory palettes. I have everything in my collection I use. I'm not a memory palette holder. I'm a memory palette user. This is Too Faced Cosmic Crush. I waited for this to go on sale too. Smells good. Kind of reminds me of grandma kind of smell. Still smells good though. We have Kaleidos Flower Punk. I like this. I had their lipsticks too at one point in time, but I didn't like how sheer the formula went on my lips, but everybody else made them like super thick, so I don't know what their formula difference was versus mine. So, Then we have ColourPop times Harry Potter. I love this. I don't care about this thing behind it. It is what it is. But look at that. And so many people got hate. But look at this color theme. It's gorgeous. I really like this pressed glitter right here. That's beautiful too. And I have the Naruto palette, which looks similar to the Hogwarts palette. This is from ColourPop as well. So it's got a similar feeling to it. So I didn't go for the other one they came out with too. I don't know, it's not Naruto, but it's the we literally just watched the live action form of it, Avatar. So I didn't go for that because it had similar feel of the Naruto palette and the Hogwarts palette. So there's the same color story vibes, so I didn't need it. The only difference would have been the different theme palette theme. So we have Lunar Beauty Moonspell. Gorgeous. This was hard to get a hold of, by the way, for a reasonable price. But look at the beauty of that. Also, when I first used this, someone's like, it's pretty, but I could never have this in my house. Cause we don't worry about that. We invite good juju. But I'm pretty sure I'm cursed with bad juju. I had just enough good juju to find a man, and then the juju stopped. Because if you My friend in real life, you're like, girl, what's already your doo-doo? And I'm like, I must have broke like 10 mirrors in my lifetime. And this is Moonspell Volume 2 from Lunar Beauty. Also gorgeous. Although when I got it in the mail, this little top corner was broken. It's more, it looks like in here, it looks like how it does in person. So you're seeing what I'm seeing. It's gorgeous. Man, I need to pull this sucker out though. This is beautiful. It's beautiful. That's why, see, I have still a big collection. Okay, pause it and pull out the other 2 drawers. All right, in the final stretch, I got myself a new drink. My coffee was done. And the last 2 drawers are emptied out on my table. So we have Juvia's, the sweet pinks. I actually did have all these at one point in time, but realized I wasn't using any of them at all, besides this one. I love this, and I barely still reach for this, so keep that in mind. And this is the only one I kept. And I kept this one versus the Jeffree Star Pink Religion palette in its place. So, throw that one out there. Then we have Star Ranch from Jeffree Star. Gorgeous palette. This is why I do the weekly shop my stash too, so I can get more use out of my palettes, which is working. I got so many palettes, I got so many tips in. I'm so happy about that. This is the only, I think this is the only Makeup Revolution palette I have. And it's the Forever Flawless Collection Regal Romance. And I love it. It does take a bit of work and effort, but I still love this palette because the theme, Regal Romance. Because even though I watch a lot of sci-fi, okay, I am a sucker for a good romance. Because I like to think that me and my man is fated mates, okay? On tap. He's okay with this theory, so it works out. He thinks I'm a goofball, but he's okay with this theory. This is Mercury Retrograde from Huda Beauty. This is gorgeous. I have to be careful because my shade right here, you know, I've got this so compact squished in that this shade just kind of flops out and I can flop it back in. But this is such a gorgeous palette. I love it. I love watching people pan palettes because it gives me hope that I can pan palettes too. And I will stand on that I can do it. I have an Alter Ego palette, and it's the Artemis palette. Can you guess what this is a dupe of? It's a dupe of the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette, which I wish I could have got. I should have bought the Metropolis palette. But in that mindset, before they deleted it from their inventory, I had to buy multiple items, okay? So I had my chance to get it. I bleeped up. I got multiple items that I probably no longer have in my collection, and I could have still had Metropolis. So, this is still good though. I 100% recommend this. And I wish I could still get the Metropolis palette though, because I would still have these both. Because I still think they both would still bring different qualities to my life. But this is amazing, this palette right here. So I 100% recommend Artemis from Alter Ego. I'm gonna have to pull this out too. Ooh, this with the where'd it go? This paired with the Moonspell Volume 2 from Lunar Beauty, Gold Mine. Yeah, I said it. So we have Natasha Denona. This is the Circo Loco palette. I sometimes like this palette and I sometimes not. So this is another 50-50. Okay, 50-50. I paid a lot for it though. So it's not going anywhere. We have Jeffree Star Jawbreaker. This is what started the Jeffree Star palette collection. Because I love colors. And this is still going strong till this day. I love it. And she ain't going nowhere. And the rare, one of the coming up are 2 rarities that you'll see in my collection is the Tartelette Full Bloom from Tarte. Is a nude palette. But this is a beautiful nude palette and I use this nude palette. And it smells great. It smells like chocolate though. But I wouldn't eat it. It's gorgeous. I love how it looks. I would like to get the Man-Eater, and I think they had a Man-Eater 2 palette. And this is Jeffree Star, the Big O palette. I've used this one quite a bit as well. This will never go anywhere. He did great on this. Definitely glad I had this. I could have used this today too for my look. But I used that what was in my Shop My Stash. See, if I didn't do my Shop My Stash, I would literally go for the same palettes over and over again. Then we have Beauty Bay Earthy palette. This doesn't get used as much as the Midnight palette, but still a very good palette, and I won't ever let this go. Because I use... Alright. And conveniently, all my melt palettes are stacked in one pot. That's because I just recently had them out in a Shop My Stash, all of them. So we have Melt Murad. This was a hard one to get a hold of too. I wanted it for a color story and to complete the other side of Melt Vita. This was not hard to get a hold of, by the way. I guess this isn't as a desired color story. I guess most people are not like me and will not wear these colors together. So there's that. Beautiful color story. I like it. These browns, oh, they look more brown, but they kind of look like a little gray tone, but they're brown. Then we have Halloween Town. I have about a 50-50 love. Sometimes I love Melt, sometimes I don't love Melt. This is Christmas Town. Then we have Gemini. Their shimmers are chunky, is part of the problem. And then sometimes their mattes are a little dry. That's it. Other than that, I like them. Instead of the complaints, I like it. Then we have 420, also by Melt. I had another 420 like palette, the little green one, but that thing, when I opened it up one day, like one of the shades was weird, and I gave it to a friend. We have Jeffree Star Beauty Killer 2. This is his revamped version. I like this just as much as I like the original. Look at that bright yellow, so good. He does, you gotta give this man credit, first of all. Bro does whatever he feels like. Despite what everyone says. He's doing what everyone else should be doing, as when he's just living his life, okay? Right? We all should be living our life, doing what we should be doing, okay? Because unless we're doing something that physically harms somebody else, or how someone is living their life, unless it's like, if you're looking at someone and it physically disgusts you, and you're mentally like, yo, what the fuck? Unless it's harming you, you shouldn't care. Does that make sense? That's how I view that, okay? That's how I live my life, and it works out great. And yet I still have bad juju. I don't understand. Okay, that's how I view that. We have Natasha Denona bronze palette. I have looks with all these palettes though. But I will still do new looks with them. Look at this beauty. Gorgeous. You can tell I wasn't a big nude user, so I don't even know why I purchased that. Flora. What? She does that for attention. She scratches the walls for attention. That's why we have to spray our walls with the cat spray. Because after you look at her, after she does that, she straight looks at you, saunters to you. It's like, we have Love palette from Natasha Denona. You can see the more usage in this one. Will you quit? I'm trying to do something. What do you want? Can I finish? With can I? Yeah, I know. Let me show you the Rascal. Look. Pharma. See her? Little Rascal. She's not little. She looks like a tomcat. She's just a husky female. Okay, you can go. She's a very loved, healthy, fat cat. Last time we took her to the vet, she was a pound off the chunk chart. But I'm petting her right now. They said because she's very active, she's fine. She's probably on the chunk chart still. This is the Zindo palette from Natasha Denona. Got cat item. This is gorgeous too. I really love this shade right here. I know, babies. This is the pastel palette from Natasha Denona. This is also, I reached for this one for the shimmers, and that's a great green. Yellow green, lime green, lemon lime. That's how I know I've been in here filming for a while. The cats are starting to come in here. And we have, this is, ooh, who's this by? Kaleidos. This is Club Nebula. This is another Angela Nisquik. I said that wrong. Collab. But this is a pretty collab though. Look at that. Gorgeous. And these shimmers through here to die for. And this red shimmer too. Come on, Pharma. What? I was just petting you. Come on, buddy. Needy. This is Lunar Beauty, Strawberry Dream. She's about to go scratch on the wall again. I'm sorry. I'm trying to finish this video. I got this in the mystery box, which is when I got the gloss and some brushes. Was not disappointed because I wanted this palette anyway. And Natasha Denona, this is the Tropic palette. This is a gorgeous palette too. We have Blend Bunny Surge palette. Now listen, this, I understand why they get the hype, but I have like tried a couple of their palettes and I always have problems with their shimmer. Probably When I have too many problems now with their shimmers because I'm just using my finger, but they pretty much do the same things over and over again like many other brands, so I just don't collect their palettes, but this is the one I kept a hold of, and I love this one. It's just because of the array of colors. I love it. This is Sample Beauty, the Equalizer Volume 2 palette. I bought a whole bunch of these, but this is the one that won out my heart. Look at it, it's gorgeous. I think Sample Beauty is good. It's a UK brand, but it's definitely a very good brand. Then Be Perfect Carnival, the Antidote. I absolutely love this. This is great. This is definitely your all-in-one fall palette. If you just use palettes by the season, this is it. Right here. Then we have Morph. 35XS No Silent Nights palette. Oh, wow. This was a gorgeous Christmas palette, by the way. They did great on this. Because I know when I first got this, I just cannot set this down. And there's the Jaclyn Hill. This is just the Volume 1 palette, yes. Gorgeous. She did good on this one too. I liked the little the 6 volt one? That was good too. This is 35S Sweet Oasis from Morph. Very pretty. And it's got like a little gray section in here too. And the pinks. So you have like gray, brown, into pinks and blues. Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 times Morph. I love this one because of the pinks and oranges and the golds, the purples, and you got that black that just evens everything out to me. Look, and then you got this Lone Range yellow. Possibilities are endless in this palette. And this orange. There's so many looks you can do with this palette. That was a well thought out palette in this. You got 35T Sweetest Tea from Morph. Love it. If you can't tell, I'm a pink purple kind of gal. I know my favorite colors. Primarily green. I love the rainbow, but I swing back and forth from green and pink. And we have Norvina Volume 6. She was in there, okay? She was just on the last drawer. So here she is. And I have used the glitters in here. I like them. Ooh, look, and we have another silver shimmer. But I feel like a lot of people don't use silver shimmers as much. I feel like I could be a rarity. I don't know. But I feel like I could use up a whole silver shimmer right now. I'm just like looking at my eyes. So that looks very good on this. I love it. We have ColourPop. It's a mood. So it looks like on the inside. If I were to repurchase another ColourPop, it would be It's a Hue, because that was a really good one. Now we're all into the last leg stretch, and it's all my teeny palettes. So this one is Odin's Eye. This is Soul Mane 2. I think this is my only Odin's Eye palette. It's just the Soul Mane 2 palette. I like to have their highlighters from Odin's Eye. Look how pretty this is. I would absolutely love to have a couple more Odin's Eye palette, but, you know, I'm not really good at shopping online. I mean, I am, but I'm not. Sometimes ordering online from other places freaks me out just a little bit. Then we have Baroque from ColourPop. I love this little palette. This one's so beautiful. I can never let this one go. This little collection they did, there was 3 of them, was not talked about enough, and I wish I would have kept the other 2. Because those were good too. This is just the one I used the most. And I have a lot of mini Huda Beauty palettes. I kept all the ones I used of all the mini ones I was collecting. We have Huda Beauty Wild Jaguar. This is the Chameleon. Put it upside down. See where my nail gets it sometimes. This one is Python. And we have Khaki Haze. Look at the usage on this though. I've gotten way more into neutrals. We have the green Neon Huda Beauty. I love these things, and should they put more of a little warning on it, kind of like NYX did? Yeah, that's it. Gorgeous. I have no problems with these on my eyeballs, and I'm so happy because I love all of them. This is Neon Orange. These are my favorite ones so far, and these were so hard to find. But I got all 3 of them for like under 30 bucks, so not mad. And this is Neon Pink. And then the last Huda Beauty one is the Gemstone Obsessions palette. Two more palettes left, and I will count. We have Hocus Pocus ColourPop Witching Hour. I kind of feel like they kind of gave up on this one, because the other 2 were like, boom, and this one's like, boop. But I still like this one, okay? I had to have all 3, and I still have to have all 3, but I like this one too. This is just kind of like a lighter version of the other 2. It's more of a toned out version of the other 2. I like it. And then our very last one is ColourPop Nightmare Before Christmas. Here's what she looks like. I think this palette is okay, but it's not like the end-all be-all palettes. I think if you're a Nightmare Before Christmas palette, like Nightmare Before Christmas, big fan, then you're obviously going to want to collect this one, but I'm not like a big head over heel fan. I just like the color story, and I thought the packaging was like super cute. So yeah, so let me count all these and put them all back up, and I'll tell you what my total is. All right, after all that, I have 95 palettes in total, so that's why I don't buy any more palettes, because that's a lot of palettes and that's a lot of product to use. Okay, because let me tell you, I've actually had one palette go bad, and that was the Jeffree Star Alien palette, so yeah, not bad though, not bad. It takes a while for powder products to go bad, but you can definitely tell when they go bad and precisely when they go bad. All right, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye.